Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. So, you want your ex back. And I'm going to tell you how to get him back spiritually. Okay? Before I get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. And thank you all for being here. Okay? Now, let's dig into this. How do you get your ex back? Now, we can assume that your ex was good to you, and when it broke up, now you feel a void, and you would like to have your ex back. Okay, this is an immediate response after a breakup. You know, you're brokenhearted, and you want it to be like it was. Okay, so what do you do in a case like that? All right. Now, I'm going to speak to you on a spiritual end. It's a lot of information out there where other people can tell you how to get him back, their philosophy or whatever. But I'm going to tell you spiritually how to get your ex back. Now, number one is, because your breakup is probably new, you're probably not thinking whether you really want him back or not. Your thinking is probably still cloudy because of the breakup and because of the wound that it caused and all of that. But you feel like you want him back anyway. Number one, you don't want to go out here and go crazy. I was looking at something the other day where it was a young girl, and she was having a tantrum because her boyfriend would not come back. And this is the kind of girl that'll go out and break up stuff and, and threaten the boyfriend or whatever and act real crazy. Usually that happens with younger women. But older women, there are some older women in the breakup and they want him back. Okay? So what do you do? You're mature. What do you do? Number one, if you want him back, say a little prayer and ask the divine, your God, if this is good for you, you'd like to have him back. All right? Now, when you ask with a pure heart. If you feel like you really want him back. Now, I'm not going to talk about that you shouldn't take him back or anything like that. This video is about the you want him back, and I'm going to show you how to get him back. Okay? Okay, now you've asked the divine to bring this person back to you. See, your advantage in this is that if you've had sex with the person, you are actually still tied to the person. Spiritually. Okay? You're actually still tied to the person, which means that the person can feel your energy. All right? Now, they've broken away from you, and you feel the void because of the energy. You understand? That's why you feel empty, because they have taken that energy focus away from you. And you crave for it back, to be whole again. You understand, people? This is a spiritual thing. You crave to fill that void again from that person. You're attached to them. You understand? Now, here you are. You've asked the divine to bring your lover back. Okay. What do you do next? Everything that you have from that person, you need to take it, pack it up so you don't see it anymore, and put it away somewhere. Put it away somewhere where you don't even think about it anymore. And if he's giving you rings or jewelry or whatever, take all that off, because that's still connecting you to the person spiritually. Take it off, put it away in a box somewhere, and forget about it. Put it somewhere where you can forget about it. I know. Let me tell you, it works. Now what you're going to do? Now, you're going to forget about it. you're going to forget about the person. You're not gonna worry about the person. Okay? And every time the person pops into your mind, try to think about something else. Because you don't want to keep grieving that the person is gone. You understand? So you're going to use this time to work on yourself. To work on yourself. You're going to love yourself. You're going to do affirmations. If you have a little business, you're going to work on your business. You're going to do everything to improve yourself. That's what you're going to do. You understand? Because the next time he sees you, you're going to be a brand new person. If you go inside and build yourself up, be more confident, you understand? Be happier, more pleasant, whatever it is, build yourself up to the next level, a higher level, and make sure that your finances are secure, where you don't really need him for that. You understand? This way, when you have pulled your energy away, totally away from him, now he's going to fill the void. You understand? When he took it from you, it was just, it just pumped him up because he feels like he got you and you're not going anywhere because you're still bonded to him. You understand? He still feels your energy. But you fill the void. You see? So what you want to do is flip that around. You want him to fill the void. And you have the power. And the way to get that is to walk away from him and forget him. Move on with your life. I'm going to tell you, it may be tough the first month of going this direction. But see, that's why you got to work on yourself. You don't just sit around and just don't say anything to him a month or block him. That's not going to do any good. You need to work on yourself to be the best version of yourself as you can be. You understand? You don't sit around and beat yourself down. Individuals have, they are who they are. Now, if you are a violent person, you're still going to work on yourself. Nobody wants to be with you like that. You understand? During this time of the breakup, be a better person and work on that. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But don't think you're doing it for him. You're doing it for yourself. You want to be a better person. Now you can think about what you could have done differently in the relationship. What you could have done differently. Understand? And that you'll work on while you're working on yourself. So that you don't do the same things in a new relationship. Now you notice, I didn't say run right out and find somebody else. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Number one, you really should spend some time to be celibate. Maybe, I tell people a year and they cringe, But I did hear someone say at least a month. And, maybe you can deal with that a little better. Because I know we're all very sexual, especially in today's society. Now, ladies, it's also important to realize that we live in a double standard society. So during this time when you're working on yourself and you are being celibate, and if you want him back, you need to be celibate for a length of time. If you can make it a year, that's great, because you want to give your ex a chance to miss you. He missed that energy and he misses you. Now, when he comes back to you, he may He may not stay with you if he finds out that you have been going around sleeping with other people. You understand? If you really want him back, you may want to stay celibate at least a year. Give him a chance to miss you and want to come back. You understand? Don't just run out there and sleep with somebody else. That's a mistake. But what I'm going to tell you is it's really an energy thing. You see? So you want to flip the void that you feel when he left. You want to flip it so he'll feel the void. And the way that you do that is to take your power away, your energy away from him. You're not thinking about him anymore. Not worried about the relationship anymore. In fact, now you might be thinking that you don't even want him anymore. And then when you get to that point, that's when he'll come running back. It's an energy thing. He'll feel you pulling away. And then he's going to be curious if you found somebody else. You see, men love a challenge, number one. And when you're no longer a challenge, then a lot of them will lose interest in you. And that's why you'll find that men will chase you until they get you. And once they have you, now they hardly even talk to you anymore. Because some men live for the chase. You understand? That's what they're there for. But when it comes to working on the relationship, there are people out here, men out here, that are not willing to do that. See, during this time of your healing from the breakup, you will go through a lot of revelations. And by the time you hear from this person again, you may not even want them back. And many times that happens because it gives you a chance to look at your part in the relationship and their part in the relationship from a realistic standpoint. Because the further you're away from the relationship, then you can look at it with a critical eye and see things a whole lot differently than you did when you were up close in it. You follow me? So it's really important for you to spend this time alone. After a breakup, don't do what some people tell you to do, run out and get somebody else. Because some people believe that the way to get over a breakup is to run off and start a new relationship, to forget it. Number one, that's no good, because number one, you still soul tied to the old relationship. And whatever difficulties you had in the old relationship, you dragging it to the new relationship. And there's no way around that. You have to heal first before you take it. You go to a new relationship. Some people do that to make the ex jealous. That rarely works too. Because you haven't given the ex a chance to even miss your energy yet. To even miss you yet. You understand? You got to give your ex a chance to miss you and to look at it again and to see the comparison of whatever he's doing now to what he lost. And that takes time. But if you go out here acting crazy, crying and having a tantrum because he left you, you look weak. You look weak, and you look like somebody that nobody really wants to deal with. Crazy. No, you'll make him never want to come back to you if you do that. Let him go. Let him go. And never let him see you broke down. Never let him see you broke down. You go to working on yourself. And like I said, if you truly think that you want him back, then you ask the divine to bring him back. Now, a thing about that is, when you ask for things, it's given to you. And it's up to you whether you want to accept it when it comes back or not. But be careful what you ask for, because it's given to you if you ask for it. Now, if your ex was a psychopath or something, and because of your attachment to him, and you're used to that kind of treatment, you crying because you want him back. When he comes back, that's what he's going to be, that same psychopath. That's why you need time to disconnect, to see if this is what you really want. Be careful for what you ask for, people. That is very true. Be careful. So, after a breakup, take your time. Be celibate for at least, the very least, a couple of months. Don't run out to link up with somebody else, because now you're so tired with the old one and the new one. You understand? Understand? Take care of yourself. A breakup is not the end of the world. You understand? You probably have a lot of breakups, especially if you're a young person. Now, if you're an older person, this still works for you too. I've used this in my life. And I'm going to tell you, when they came back, many times I had grown so much past them that I didn't want them back. I did not want them back. I spent my time working on me, and I wasn't doing it really to get them back. Once I put the request out there, the divine is going to give it to you. But it's divine timing. It's going to come back. But you need to work on yourself in the meantime. This is the thing. Because now your ex, now the way that they come back, let's talk about that. Because some people have a perception of them coming back. They just think they're just going to come back like they came the first time, and everything's going to be lovely. They're going to romance you all again, and that's not necessarily true. What your ex will do once they miss you, and if you're somewhere where they can't lay eyes on you, they'll probably ring you up just to test the waters. Just to test the water to see if that door is still open. And if it's still open, then they'll probably ask you out, and then you can go and see if you want to re-engage with them or not. But be sure that this is what you want. Because I'm going to tell you, if your ex was horrible to you, when that ex come back, nothing is going to change. Just because you have asked for him to come back, he's going to come back like he left. It doesn't mean that he went out there and worked on himself. That's why you need to be sure if you really want him back. And if you take a couple of months after the breakup to heal yourself from the breakup, you can think about it. You can think about everything that occurred in the relationship and decide whether you really want him back or not. That would be the better way to do it. But I know women are emotional, and it's a breakup and you're feeling the void, and oh my goodness, I gotta have him back. I can't take it. And especially if you knew he left you for somebody else. You understand? That can be a hard pill to take. But ladies, love yourself. Work right now on loving yourself. You understand? Even if you are in a relationship now, because you never know if he's going to take off. You can't control that. You can only control what you do. What you do in a relationship. Now, this is real important because within the first month, some exes will contact you, and this is what I'm tell you why they are contacting you, to see if you're still on the hook. If they break up with you and they contact you within that first month, many times they just trying to see if they still got you. You understand? Unless they come to you, I suppose, and say, that they realize that they made a mistake and they want you back and all that. That rarely happens that quick. That rarely happens that quick. Because if he left you, he thought about it long and hard before he walked out the door. So it's going to take some time for him to miss you before he wants to come back to you. You understand? So it's not no quick fix. And here's a note. If he is a narcissist, when he contacts you, they have a way of making you believe that they want to get back together with you. When what it really is to keep you on the hook. Because a narcissist have many supplies everywhere. You were never his only supply. You see? So they'll contact you just to keep you on the hook. And some of them will come back to you, take you through that awful cycle again, and then leave you again. That's a narcissist. Okay, and if you're with and that narcissist leaves you, that's a blessing. Don't you ever take him back. Understand? Don't ever take that demonic narcissist back. Now, ladies, this video is about you wanting him back. Okay? When it breaks up, during those first few months when you're celibate and working on yourself, you may want to wait some time before you ask the divine to bring him back. You want to be sure that you actually want him back. You understand? Because during your healing period, you may decide that you don't want him back. You want something different. But because you asked for him, he will show up in one way or the other. He will show up, people. So it's very important that you take care of yourself. And also, during your healing, you should be looking at why the relationship broke up in the first place. Many times, relationships break up because there's something better out there for you. And they weren't supposed to last anyway. You understand? These experiences are lessons for life. Lessons for you to learn something from every experience. And once you learn the lesson, there is a blessing. And the blessing is your knowledge of things, so you don't make the same mistakes. You understand? So these experiences, if you take it like that, there's a lesson here, well, then you won't take it so hard when the lesson is complete. When the lesson is complete. When you're in a relationship, it's important that you keep your own individuality in the situation, and not lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. Attach yourself to the other person, to if they wanted to release you, now you're in shambles. Don't set yourself up for that. When you go into a relationship, you should still have your own life. Let them have their own life. When you come together, it's beautiful. Now, I know if you're married, then your life is together and everything, but it's the same thing if the marriage breaks up. If the marriage breaks up. And it still works if you want your ex back. If you depart from them and work on yourself, it will happen. People, I hope that this message resonates with you. And I hope that it helps somebody. You understand? But just to give you a little note, when you ask for your ex back, when you ask your divine for your ex back, ask the divine to bring them back if it's for your better good. This way you can kind of safeguard yourself, because if the divine feels like that this is an awful person for you and you can do much better, the divine would not send them back to you. Understand? But if you are determined that this is the person that you want back, follow these steps. Follow these steps. He'll come back. It's up to you to keep him or whatever, we want to do with him. But this is the way, if you want him back spiritually. It's all about the energy. And that's what we are in these vessels. We're energy. It's like science. You understand? A lot of us studied energy and science. So, people, I hope that this helps. And I hope that you understand this message. And I want to say thank you all for supporting this channel. I want to welcome all the new viewers and welcome all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you all. And thank you all for leaving those wonderful comments. I read them every day. It just makes me feel very close to you. And but those of you that leave me some questions, I really try to answer them right away. So I wish you all well. I love you all, and I hope to see you next time.